After A Better Tomorrow, Chow Yun-fat and John Woo's iconic partnership really solidified Chow Yun-fat as one of the most goated actors in Hong Kong cinema. After A Better Tomorrow 2, The Killer, Once a Thief, Hard Boiled, 5 films together, and each one pushed further into what became known as heroic bloodshed, or as I've heard some creators call it, gun fu. This genre defined by stylized gunfights, slow motion, brotherhood, honor, and a kind of operatic emotion that American action movies at the time had no idea how to do. And the influence spread further than most people realize. City on Fire in 1987, directed by Ringo Lam and also starring Chow, was a direct inspiration for Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs. The Wachowskis cited these films when making The Matrix. The Infernal Affairs films, which Scorsese remade as The Departed, were built from the same DNA. Tarantino has openly credited heroic bloodshed or gun fu as a creative foundation for his entire early career. And all of that traces back to Chow. Now, Western audiences only ever saw him as one version, the cool killer, the guy with 2 guns and perfect posture. But in Hong Kong, he was doing everything: comedy, romance, historical drama, and Autumn's Tale, all about Ah Long. These are all emotionally devastating films that showed a completely different side to Chow. 3 Hong Kong Film Awards for Best Actor across multiple genres. The action star persona was the only version of him that traveled globally. And that's because at the time, Asian movie stars were still a relatively new category in the Western media. It's nothing like what we have today in 2026, where we see Asian heartthrobs and comedians everywhere. By all accounts, he was already doing leaps and bounds, paving the way for Asian action stars on the silver screen. And then he decided to bet on himself and take that to Hollywood. He moved to LA in the late 90s, spent 2 years studying English before making a single film. And it still didn't go the way anyone hopes. The Replacement Killers, The Corruptor, Anna and the King, none of them landed. Part of that was Hollywood flattening him into the cool Asian archetype, rather than letting him be a full person. So fun fact, he turned down the role of Morpheus in The Matrix, and honestly, we'll never know if that was the right move. What redeemed his Hollywood chapter was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in 2000. Ang Lee was directing, and Chow as a warrior Lee Mubai, a film that won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film and set a North American box office record for a foreign language release that stood for years. Ang Lee described his performance like this: "The same glance could see the enemy as well as the lover." That line tells you everything about his acting skills. He proved what Hong Kong audiences always knew: the man could do anything. So in part 3, I'll be covering the man behind the legend, what he was like off screen, and why this humble action star is still so beloved today.